Welcome back. Today is definitely going to be the day we are talking about the new Super Nintendo. Not really new, it's old. But what we're going to talk about is so far what we know about it. We know there are 21 games on it. Not much we do know. Actually, there's 22. One of them had never actually been released. I think it's been released somewhere down the line. I just don't think it was released in North America. But that game is Star Fox 2. Now, with this entire thing, it's pretty much just... it's not really driving the price down of their games. But it's giving us something new to look forward to. The only issue is like the first one, they didn't print enough console. So then when it got over, it sold out quick. Everybody was complaining. Now they're doing this one, but they're saying they're going to go and do more with it. So, that seems fair enough. Thought they could try doing that. But Nintendo right now is getting into the phase. They're trying to push the Switch. They're trying to recreate their old consoles back from the gold mining days. Gold mining days, I'm talking about their glory days. And it's just to the point where it's not so much they're money hungry, they just want to get stuff, bring it out new. Because half the kids that are growing up now never actually knew this stuff existed. Like they were pretty much living under a rock or in a cage, and their parents went and sold the older systems, got a new one. That sort of deal. So I like it for the nostalgic purposes. The only part I don't like is sometimes their selection of games. There's certain ones that I do like. Legend of Zelda, Metroid, they're bringing back Mario, Star Fox, all that good stuff. It's coming back in a bigger way. But people are saying the price is a little steep, but back then, you're still paying like $100 to $200 for the console. If I remember, the original N64 cost like $200 to $300, if I remember correctly. I think that's what it was. So it was rather expensive. And we're already to the point where we know another N64 is going to come out. And more than likely, it's going to have Super Smash Bros. On it, which a lot of people do like. But it's still to the point where you just don't really know what's going to happen until it happens with this. Like, there's a lot of good selections with the games, but the console itself is kind of borderlining on getting too small, if you know what I mean. Like the original one, you blow on the cartridge, it's perfectly fine, then you get this one, and then they start complaining about people hacking them, so they don't want to send very many. That's kind of where we're at a standstill with, because they pretty much wanted to print more, but it's going to be a yearly thing. So if you missed this year, we're going to end up with scalpers. But you can always look forward to next year, which is the N64, and then I believe the year after that is going to be the GameCube. They're just going to keep on going on in this long line, and I believe they're going to stop right at the Wii. I think that's how this is going to end. They're going to do up to the Wii, and then it's just going to stop. That's what I'm thinking. But then again, they might go, well, we can make smaller versions of these, because everybody has a Wii, so let's just make a smaller Wii, sell it, then see where it goes from there. Could be one of the deals that they make, but I highly doubt a Wii U will exist in that time frame. But that's so far what we do know. the part that is really bothering me is the entire way it was set. Like, they're setting it so only certain games appear on this. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But some of the games that went and defined that generation still missing. Now, with the N64, the same thing is going to happen because of Rare no longer working with Nintendo. Rare had been working with Nintendo after the entire buyout from Microsoft. Now, if you aren't entirely aware with that, Microsoft bought out Rareware, but Rare would still be publishing games. Now, Rare is known as Playtonic. But, all that aside, right now, what is happening... sorry about that, I have to keep on stopping because I'm trying to cook on the barbecue. Now what's happening is Nintendo wants to get back into the notion of their nostalgic games, which everybody liked. But with Rareware going on the N64 and then being bought out, so Banjo 3 never happened, and instead we got Nuts and Bolts. Smart idea, and it just didn't really sit well with half of us, because we were expecting, like, the other two games. Platformer, no cars, no planes. We were expecting that. We weren't expecting to rely on a wrench the entire game. So we can pretty much at this point say that's not going to happen on the N64 one. Now with the Super Nintendo, they pretty much still own everything for that. Only differences is a couple of differences here and there between what games should have been there and what games could have been. But that's really about it. There's no changing it, but what a person can do is just buy it for the nostalgic purposes. Then you don't have to go and pay $100 for Super Metroid or Super Mario, or try to find a copy of Star Fox 2, which wasn't actually released. I'm more excited about that than anything else. I probably won't be able to get one, but I'll be happy watching somebody else play Star Fox 2. So, that's just my own personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments below. And, as always, subscribe.